Hello, friends. Christina Zaharia coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. Drop a one in the chat if you are live here with me today. I have the pleasure and the honor to have on my live a very special person that I don't really know that much. All I know is that she creates an impact. She makes an impact in people's lives. She did it in mine, and she does not even have a clue yet. But she's absolutely fantastic. Her name is Emmy Rousseau. Our friendship started on Facebook, just a stranger, from a stranger to a stranger, just reaching out and say, hey, I would love to connect. And she said yes. And so I'm so happy to now call her friend. And let me introduce you to my friend, Emmy Rousseau. Emmy, how are you today?
I'm well, Christina. How are you?
I'm outstanding, and thank you so much for being here. Like I said, you have no idea how meeting you virtually changed my life, because thanks to you, I participated to an event. You were so graciously giving away a ticket, and my life had transformed at that event. So thank you so much for doing that.
You're so welcome.
But now let me put the spotlight on you. So and I've researched and I looked on your website, and your story is so inspiring. But can you share a little about your journey and what led you to this work?
Thank you. Well, I really, it came from me feeling ever since I was at least 14. It was probably earlier than that now that I think about it, but that there was something wrong with me. And I didn't know what it was. And I was I was a, very high achieving student. I had friends, all the things in the clubs, rah, rah. And so when I would say, I don't feel good, something's wrong, everybody's like, no, 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 you're fine. It's just exam stress. It's just, the winter blues. It's just. And so I felt like I was drowning inside, and everybody was like, what? No, you're great. Like, you're just great. All the way up, like, I got married, had, 3 kids. So all of those, matching all the right benchmarks. Everybody thinks I'm a teacher, like a school teacher. So I have all this success, I'm great, and I still feel I'm drowning inside. And then finally, when I was about 35, I got diagnosed with a mental health condition, and I finally knew what was wrong with me. Now, thank goodness, years later, I know there was nothing wrong with me. There was a condition that I never knew about that was throwing me off kilter. And it was like, you don't know what's pushing you off balance. And so how can you course correct when you don't even know what the problem was? So grateful. It was actually a misdiagnosis, but still grateful for that. And then over time, we found out that, in fact, I have ADHD. But even that just allowed me to be like, oh, it's not just that it's all like I'm imagining that there's something going on for me. And I decided, let me build up my toolbox of self-care and self-love techniques so that I feel better. And then from there, I just felt called to share it with other people.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I just feel that it's so important to have this, to speak out, right? Because so many times we internalize things and people have no idea what we're going through. But it's so important to be vocal about it and bring awareness to people. And high functioning anxiety is something many people struggle with, but don't always recognize it as well.
Mhm.
So, what are some signs that someone might be dealing with it without realizing it?
Great question. So, some of the signs are that you are feeling overwhelmed easily. So, there might be a few things that somebody else is dealing with just fine, or many people are, but just those few things kind of tip you over the edge. So you were doing okay up until yesterday, and all of a sudden today you're like, woof, it just hits you. Or constant worry about things. And often high functioning people are people pleasers. So it's like, what are people going to think? What if I don't do this right? So it's this pressure we put on ourselves. And so we're always having those thoughts of what if, racing thoughts. That's another sign of that as well.
Mhm. That's awesome. Thank you. And I have to say that I read your newsletters and I absolutely love them. And by the way, if our audience wants to learn more about the power of letting go, just type in the chat go and I can forward you that newsletter, because I don't know if you can go back, if there is an archive that people can access, but that newsletter really resonated with me. And
Mm.
especially in that newsletter, you talked a lot about self-love and about joy and about gratitude. So what are some simple daily practices that can help people shift their mindset and break free from stress?
Well, there are so many things you can do, and that's why, like, I love to think of it about it as a toolbox, because you know we don't we have a hammer, and maybe this hammer is right for this job, but it's not right for that job. Or the screwdrivers with all those different bits, like everybody can relate to that, right? And so for it's a certain job, we need the Phillips head, and the other one we need the flat. It's the same with this. Like, so I want to preface by saying that whatever tools I'm going to suggest here, some of them may work for you, some of them may not ever work for you, and some might work in this case and not in that one. And maybe on this day, and then for the exact same type of situation, not next week. But one of the biggest is movement. I mean, there's been such studies about how movement is medicine, how it can it can be as effective for mild to moderate depression as medication. Like, those are all studies. So, but moving our body changes our mood. It just absolutely does. If you could do it out in nature, even better, because then you have the trees and all the things in nature that are literally giving you like minerals that you need. I don't know what. I'm not the scientist. I just know that it works. I don't care why things work. I just accept, like, yes, someone else researches it. Amazing. I'm just going to reap the benefits. So, but
Mhm.
there's like, that's one. And then probably the hardest one for me. So it'll be interesting to see who resonates with which, but the hardest one for me was stillness and meditation. I cannot meditate. I cannot make this monkey mind go quiet, but it is amazing. First of all, there's so many types of meditation. It's like saying, I don't like books. Well, did you try romance? Did you try mystery? There's so many genres. Same with meditation. There's so many methods. So I really want to encourage people who feel like they can't meditate to just try different kinds.
Mhm.
That's and Yeah. So meditation, stillness, it's so powerful. It's such a recharge. And then even, I love this, rest. Okay. Most of us don't get enough sleep. Did you know Lisa Nichols, the speaker, Lisa Nichols, most amazing woman,
Met her in person?
she taught me, oh my gosh, amazing. Oh, so amazing. One day, one day I will. She
Goals.
taught me that the root word of rest is restoration, and that, like, we would want our furniture to be restored and beautiful and wonderful, and like, so we pay people to help us do that if we can. It's the same with like resting our body. We are restoring our body's fuel, energy, like it allows it to heal. So those would be my top, whatever that was, 4 or 5. There's so many more, but those would be my top 4 or 5.
I love that. And you mentioned movement as the number one. And tell me about the challenge that you're doing right now. I have another friend
Mm.
that is doing it, but tell me more about that challenge that you're doing.
Oh, this is so amazing. So I'm doing the CMHA, Canadian Mental Health Association, push-up challenge. And so now I am done 11 days of 18 days. And today we have done 1,000 push-ups. Like, not today, but by today. We finished 1,000 push-ups today. And so we have 1,000 more push-ups to do in a week. It's a big task, but it feels so good to break it up and to do it. And they are giving us like mental health facts every day that I'm able to share with people.
Mhm.
It is a phenomenal program. So that's what I'm doing.
I love that. And how did you build the stamina to be able to do that? For me, give me 5 push ups and I'm done.
Well, It's really, I mean, I'm a fitness instructor part-time, so that helps, of course. But um, they give you a whole program to lead up to it and build up to it and practice, which is great. Full disclosure, I forgot and I didn't do it. And I was like 2 days before, like, oh my gosh, I have to do the prep. So luckily I could fall back on that, but also just listening to my body and going, okay, I can only do 10 right now. I'll break it up and I'll do more later. Or you know what, feeling really strong today. Maybe I can do, sets of 20 or 25 and do 50 now and then do 50 more later. So just listening to my body and doing it when I can.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for those who are watching who feel overwhelmed but don't know where to start, what's the one first step they can take today to move toward a more joyful and fulfilling life? And I know that you mentioned some of the tips and tricks, but is there something else that you have up your sleeve?
Yes, something that you always have with you, and that's your breath. It's free, it's always there. If we literally stop, we're overwhelmed or we're dysregulated in any way, and just take a moment to either close your eyes or soften your gaze, and maybe we can do it together. Can we try it together right now?
Okay, sure,
Okay.
let's do it.
So I just invite you to either close your eyes or soften your gaze, and then breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 4, 3, 2. Do it again. Inhale 4, 3, 2. Hold 4, 3, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2. Hold at the bottom 4, 3, 2. One more round together. Inhale 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your mouth 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom 3, 2, 1. And then just notice how you feel. How do you feel, Christina?
I quiet my mind because I've I concentrated on the breathing. And I love that. Just today I'm doing a 14-day walking challenge and I was thinking, I'm not breathing properly. I'm just like breathing through my mouth and just like, I need to learn how to breathe properly at 40
Mm-hmm.
something years. I need to learn that because it's so important.
It's true. And most of us don't breathe in an ideal way. We don't use diaphragmatic breathing through our diaphragm. And so it's common, like it's totally common. I didn't learn to breathe properly until probably within the last 5 years either. So
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me how people can get in touch with you and what are I know that you invited me to something that happens on Saturday, and I know that I'm teaching on Saturday. I can't come. However, tell me what you're doing on Saturdays.
So on Saturdays, I host a class called Intensati, and it's this incredible combination of mindset and movement and meditation. We call it where mantra and meditation and movement all meet, where we do cardio with affirmations during the exercise portion. It's set around a theme. This month it is I release attachments. And I decided yesterday, because the CMHA's the stat was talking about, oh gosh, now I forgot. Anyways, the stat just made me think, you know what? Another way that I can help is by making my classes free for as long as I'm in this challenge. So if anybody wants to try Intensati, it's always, my first class is always free, but this way you could get 2 classes for free this Saturday and next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's online, so anybody can join. You can do it sitting, you can do it standing, you can do it low impact, you can do it high impact. So yeah, you could definitely join.
That's awesome. And how do they sign up? On your website?
So they go to my website and they put in the code Intensati free, which I'll put into the comments after so that people know, because it's a different kind of, not just spelling, but also like where the capitalization is an interesting and unique way. So I love that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing so much value to me and to my life. I do truly appreciate that, and I hope to have you here another time to talk more about the value in your newsletter. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Christina, for having me. Have a great night.
Yeah. I hope that you found some value. If you have, please share it with a friend. Share this video, tag a friend in this video, because I believe that it's so important for people to know how to use the information that Amy provided for themselves and for their families, for their loved ones. I wanted to thank you for being here and to remind you to do something nice for someone today, like my friend and chiropractor, Dr. Sean Demers, told his son every single day. And remember that in a world where people choose to hate each other for no reason, I choose to love for no reason, like Jessie Lee Ward would say. I appreciate you, and I will see you at the next live. Bye, friends.